So here, and I can zoom in a little bit. Here I'm just on this instance that I've created, and it happens to have this. Oh, oops! It's an EC2. It's got an admin access policy. So if I were to, for example, just see what role am I using, say I'm an attacker. I've got this. Maybe it's an admin role. I can do some poking around. I can look on, like, one thing to do might be to look on S3, see if there are interesting bucket names. Say this one's an interesting bucket name. It's just a temporary one for this use case. But it's got some big secret in it, some sort of passwords, maybe a big passwords file, whatever. I might be able to download this file and look at it later. And copy it to my own local machine, all kinds of stuff I can do. And if you, as a security team or an AWS user, happen to notice that, one thing we can do, right, is you go back to the AWS console. Here's the role. It shouldn't have had administrator access to begin with, but that was probably something that, someone just assigned it because it needed permissions to do what it did. But what we can do is attach a policy. I've created one already. There's actually a deny all here. I basically created the same thing. So depending on what you might need to create something beforehand, or AWS might have something similar that you can do. But in this case, let's just apply the AWS one. Since it's got that already, we'll add that permission to the role. And this is also, like, if you're adding these permissions, it's reversible. If you fix the access later down the road, you're not deleting the role and having to recreate the whole thing. You can kind of track what happened to it and what changed. So now that we've got this deny all policy, if I'm an attacker again, and I try to list anything in the bucket, it's going to get denied. If I try to copy the file, it's going to get denied. So that very immediately, basically, prevents any further access from an attacker who might have access to that role. So I'll stop presenting there.